I get the invitation every morning when I wake up to actually live a life of complete engagement, a life of whimsy, a life where love does. It doesn't come in an envelope. It's ushered in by a sunrise, the sound of a bird, or smell of coffee drifting lazily from the kitchen. It's the invitation to actually live life, to fully participate in this amazing life for one more day. Hello, this is Lorraine, and welcome to Healthy Living, Spirit, Soul, and Body. It is Christmas Eve night, and to me, this is one of the most special times of the year, is Christmas Eve. Christmas Day, to me, is a day that I spend with my family, and we exchange gifts, and it's more of just a time to love on each other. But Christmas Eve to me is more of a holy, solemn night. Think about it. Most of the world is celebrating Christmas Eve at the same time. In my heart, it just makes it feel special. It's a spiritual event for me. So I thought tonight I would talk about the spirit of Christmas and how can we have that spirit of Christmas throughout our year. Here we go. The desire to experience the Christmas spirit, I believe, is in each one of us. And what is the Christmas spirit? Some people could say that the Christmas spirit is a time of giving, that you feel just gratitude, that you feel love in your heart and you share it with other people, and it is that. But I think it's deeper than that. I believe the Christmas spirit is when we realize in our hearts, almost like a veil is opening up, and we realize God's love for us. Really, when we realize the wonder of Jesus' birth. Almost like at Christmas time, God sends each of us an invitation to join our lives with Him. He has given us this gift in Jesus. And really, in a lot of ways, it's an invitation. He's saying, look, I love you. I'm sending Jesus. Unto you a child is born, unto you a son is given. So what we need to do with the invitation is receive it. When we receive it, when we have an encounter with God, that's when we're really experiencing the Christmas spirit. Now, I've known a lot of people talk about times when they were children that they were fascinated with the nativity scene, and they'd want to get really, really close, almost so that they could almost be part of the day and the time when Jesus was born. That there was something really pulling to them, something tugging at their hearts. And I believe, again, it goes back to God's invitation. In people's hearts, they want to have this encounter. And what happens sometimes? Sometimes we're real busy. Sometimes our ear we're too busy to really hear God. We're too busy with all kinds of other things. And trust me, I've been there. And all of a sudden, Christmas comes and goes, and you feel let down. You feel empty. And I believe it's because you know in your heart that the invitation was out there, and you let it pass you by. But let this encourage you. God's invitation doesn't stop at 11:59 on Christmas Day. We might want to think it does, or we might get head faked, or however you want to call it, into thinking that it does, but it doesn't. God's invitation comes to us literally every day. So let that encourage you. a lot of times what I'll do is literally up until New Year's Day, I'm celebrating Christmas. I still play the Christmas songs, the Christmas carols, and I just enjoy the Christmas season. To me, it's more than just a day. I don't let it just end on Christmas Day. And that's a way of living the Christmas spirit every day. It's just knowing that it doesn't end on Christmas. So God has an open invitation for you that is free. It costs you nothing. All you have to do is accept it. And you might say, Lorraine, how do I accept this invitation? It's so simple. It's just a matter of going to God, and He's always listening, going to God and saying, Lord, I'm sorry for my sins, because nobody's perfect. And just say, Lord, I believe that Jesus is the Son of God, and I ask Him into my heart today. It's as simple as that. Because God doesn't make it hard. We make it hard. But God's invitation is always there. But it's especially here on Christmas Eve because people's hearts are open. And there's so many different signs of God's love for us. It's easy. God makes it easy. He doesn't make it hard. And what about keeping the spirit of Christmas alive throughout the year? It's really a matter of accepting God's invitation every day. God has an invitation. We ask Jesus into our heart. He's part of our lives. We're alive to God now. We have a relationship with Him. But each day, we accept God's invitation. I read the greatest quote by Bob Goff about God's invitation. I just wanted to read it tonight. It says, I get the invitation every morning when I wake up to actually live a life of complete engagement, a life of whimsy, a life where love does. It doesn't come in an envelope. It's ushered in by a sunrise, the sound of a bird, or smell of coffee drifting lazily from the kitchen. It's the invitation to actually live life, to fully participate in this amazing life for one more day. Turning down this invitation comes in a lot of flavors. It looks like numbing yourself or distracting yourself or seeing something really beautiful as just normal. It can also look like refusing to forgive or not being grateful or getting wrapped around the axle with fear or envy. I think every day God sends us an invitation to live, and sometimes we forget to show up or get head faked into thinking we haven't really been invited. But you see, we've been invited every day, all over again. That's what it's all about. This Christmas Eve, accept God's invitation. There's so much more to life than existing. Get to know the God who created you and loves you beyond anything you can imagine. His invitation is always there. Accept it this Christmas. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Merry Christmas and best wishes for 2024. Let it be a special, special time where you take the limits off yourself, take the limits off God, and truly live your life. That's what it's all about. Your day is a gift. That's why it's called the present. Merry Christmas.